shredded junk. Yeah.
Oh, that looks like that's something smoldering right there.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Okay. We'll get some water in. Yeah. I don't see any more stuff like that. All right, we'll get some water and pour it on there. It's the material that we plant the lilies in is fire. It's like with any fire, you're supposed to watch out for hot spots that are left behind after they leave with their, they have their big hoses and then they leave and, they don't want it to start back up again. So look at this. See, these are those we plant the lilies in the crates. The crate's been melted. It looks like it got really hot down here. I wonder if this is where it started, but who knows. We're at Peterkort Roses near Hillsboro in Shoals, and we had a fire in the early part of the morning where we had some serious damage to our greenhouse where we grow flowers. I'm Sandra Lobenthal. I'm one of the owners of the business. And the part that sustained the most damage was the part that we have for the winter production, because the rest of our area is dormant right now. So it basically damaged almost all of our lilies, and we'll see how they come out of it, because they're still growing. So, and the roses too, the winter roses, ones for Valentine's. Our Christmas orders are good. We sell directly to florists, so they have bought their Christmas orders. There's a few wedding things that are going to be a problem, I think, and I've talked to some of those customers already. I think we might have 5 acres of greenhouses, but I would say that only a quarter of that, if even that, was affected by the fire. Most of our greenhouse area was not affected by the fire. Several generations into the flower business, our grandparents, Joseph and Bertha, started it in 1923. My brother found out about it. I guess he received an alarm from the boiler, because apparently the greenhouse heating system lost pressure, and that causes a boiler alarm to go off. So he came from his house and came here and saw the flames and called the fire department. I know the spokesperson from the Hillsboro Fire Department said that they thought it started from the maybe the insulating fabric that we use might have touched a hot light fixture. I guess the investigator came out and they weren't sure even where it started, because once it got started, it sort of traveled around on the curtain when it burst into flame, and it moved around on the curtain. I just came out here this morning about 9, and I drove in my usual way, and everything looks good from one side because there's really no damage and a lot of it. But when I drove around to the back, I was like, oh, it looks really melted. There's a lot of melted stuff, and I could see that the greenhouse had big holes in it, so I knew that wasn't good. You don't have a fire in a greenhouse too often, so it's a big bummer. I'm just happy that the buildings weren't damaged, nobody was hurt. Right now we're doing, damage control. How can we get the plants to stay alive and produce something for us, and how can we fix the greenhouse? I think trying to get the water, the power to the valves to make the water turn on and is the most important thing. All of our employees are helping, and they're doing various things to try to get things under control. That's what you do. You just do what you can and get it back going. I'm sure we will be working, during the holiday having a flower farm is sort of like having a dairy farm anyway. You kind of have to work almost every day. So we're kind of used to that, but now we have to really look at what do we got to fix to make sure everything can get back to normal, and not worry about, we won't have that many flowers to process for a little while. These are still growing and maturing. As you go along, they get younger and younger, and then you come around here and they get younger and younger and younger. And down here, those were the ones that just got planted. They look like they have, been through a really bad Mardi Gras parade. We are appreciative of everybody who's offered their help and really appreciate that. And so we'll try to get back on our feet as soon as possible and not let this get in the way of growing good flowers.